Hello, Astro friends. This is Melanie here on the 7th of March 2023 in the evening. A little bit later this week than the weeks before. Thanks for your patience. A lot's been going on these days preparing for today for the full moon in Virgo Pisces with the T-square with Mars in Gemini and also Saturn entering Pisces. That all happened today within an hour in the early morning. 4:40 a.m. was the full moon, and Saturn was about an hour later. So, how does this feel now? Do you feel a shift? There's currently no planet in Aquarius until the 23rd of March when Pluto enters Aquarius for the first time. We've had Saturn Aquarius since 2020, right? So this is really a shift of energy. So at this point, all these icy experiences, isolating experiences, separation between people due to their way of seeing things and our way of seeing things, all these artificial barriers, which is a Saturn thing, which taught us a lot what can separate people. And there's much more in terms of lessons from Saturn in Aquarius. This will be a wonderful time in the next while to review what you've learned about humanity, about in general the experience of the last 3 years. And what fear can do, Saturn can, on a low vibration, be expressed via fear. And fear is restriction, fear is separation, and contractive energy. So, how can we open up, remain open in the phase of Saturn in Pisces? Pisces is the most open zodiac energy of the zodiac. So it's as open as the universe is, as open and infinite and boundless. And Saturn yet wants to teach us something about it. Sometimes we're too open as individual beings and let all kinds of energies in, all kinds of contamination and toxic energy, which we might take in and absorb. That can be on a personal, energetic, psychic, and emotional level, mentally too. And then, of course, we're dealing with the toxicity on this planet and all the life forms in the web of life that are so vulnerable and interconnected, and a lot of damage has been done. So what needs to happen now will be a really important question with Saturn in Pisces. And of course, so much more. I'm not going on about that here. This is just a brief weekly video for this coming week. But as I said, right, it initiated the specific day today with the full moon, initiated quite something regarding Saturn shift. And more to come in March, because the next big news will be Pluto entering Aquarius for the first time on the 23rd. As I said, that's just after the spring equinox, Aries new moon on the 21st of March. More to come about that in another video, and of course also in blog posts and in the Astro News email, which I hope you received for the full moon and the phase between full moon and new moon. If not, if you'd like to be on the mailing list, just shoot me an email. You can find my email address, I believe, below here in the notes, and also on my Facebook page, which I also link to. What else is on this week? Yes, the full moon itself. The full moon of Sun, Moon opposite as every full moon is, but also in T-square. See where I can show it to you. T-square with Mars. It's not totally exact, but pretty exact. So here is the full moon axis, and here is that square from the Sun to Mars and from the Moon to Mars. And all these signs, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, are mutable signs. So a lot of energy that needs to move, needs to express itself through adaptation, through learning, through doing something that makes the world a better place, and your personal environment, temple of wellness and well-being, of wellness, wholeness, and integrity. That's the Virgo side. So this morning I had a really nice spontaneous cleaning and clearing episode in my home here that feels really good, that gave me lots of good full moon energy for the day. And then, of course, walking in nature, all kinds of practices that keep us well physically, fresh air, spring energy, new warm sun coming in, better what's the term again? What we need, of course, we need vitamin D from the sun, and also all kinds of beneficial energies that help us be in a better mood, for example, right? Winter can be so dreary, and spring is coming in that is very hopeful and newly energizing. And yeah, so Gemini also wants to be mentally stimulated, and then Pisces wants to just go with the flow and be inspired, be open to receive, be exposed to miracles and synchronicities, and raise the vibration. Hope you could do some of that, all of that today. And yeah, so that full moon, wellness, wholeness, especially when things appear very chaotic, which can be the Pisces expression, especially from the perspective of Virgo. So that's why the title I gave this full moon is What Helps in the State of Collective Chaos? So collectively there seems to be so much chaos going on, all these interrelated issues or random issues that are quite upsetting, out of control, out of order in so many ways from the Virgo perspective. And so we need to take good care of ourselves to be able to also be of help. But on the other hand, so many opportunities present themselves. That's what I found yesterday and today, to help people. Just give them a hand here or there, and that can make quite a difference. And lots of people need support. And that itself is a beautiful energy is being generated by that for everybody. Then yeah, so Saturn entering Pisces, I said I gave that that phase that's coming up for the next almost 3 years. The title, the working title, the Tao of Unity and Flow. Tao is the path, the way, the spiritual law that we need to follow and actually live by. We don't have to, but we're better off. Let's put it that way. That's quite Saturn, right? Saturn is obviously a teacher. So in Pisces, there will be lots of spiritual teachings and teachings about spirit and energy and flow and unity, where there is so much division right now. Then another feature this week will be on March 11th, Jupiter in Aries will meet and pass Chiron. So that's big too, since Jupiter has a 12-year cycle and Chiron a 50-year cycle. So Jupiter catches up with Chiron only have about 13 years. And in this case, all of that happens in Aries. And so it's about being brave, showing up, being authentic, showing your true face, facing things as they are, and fake rather than being fake, right? Facing things rather faking things. Let's put it that way. And the medicine of authenticity, the medicine of new beginnings. Spring is such a teacher. Nature is always such a teacher. And it becomes so obvious now what really heals and helps and helps us to step into the new and showing up as ourselves and showing up for ourselves and all of that, plus also to really live in the moment and be present. Every moment is a new beginning, is a quote that I saw at some point, which is very apropos Aries. Then, of course, we also have learned so much through and about the medical world, which is also ruled by Chiron. However, Chiron's theme as an archetype is the wounded healer teacher. It's not somebody who studied or somebody who hasn't experienced what they teach or help people heal with, but is more in theory. So Chiron says, what does it really like to go through that? You've gone through something that is an initiation, and people can help you, or you can help so many people. People are attracted to that because they know that you know what it's like, and you're just a few steps ahead. So that is very supported right now to be sort of set an example, go forward, but also being very raw and authentic about things. And versus what's the wound? The wound has a lot to do with war, which is Aries. So this whole ongoing war scene in Ukraine is like it has to end. What is going on here? What are really the interests behind this war? So we have to also face that and not just go along to get along. But lots of people are standing up now. I hear from Europe that there's lots of citizens who said this is enough. We don't want this war. We don't want an escalation, which is also has been going on so much through warmongering, Mars in Gemini. So far, mostly words, but also lots of ammunition and tanks and all kinds of war material has been pumped into it. And yeah, it's so confrontational and so polarized. What's the way out here, right? What can dissolve all this? Says also Pisces. Then also the war that's been going on in the medical field. So we also know in the meantime or all along that we are dealing with a war medicine, right? So the whole medical field is mostly motivated or oriented in a way that has an enemy, an adversary that is fought. And again, there's ammunition, there's all kinds of investment in this medical war has been again pumped into it. And yeah, lots of people, lots of interested groups, I should say, lots of corporations make big bucks with that. So that's just the fact here. And hope we learned a lot from that. And the various interests, especially top down. I'm not talking about individual practitioners and honest and good people working in the medical arena, but the corporate world that actually produces what the medicine is, yeah, basically applying, right? So all of that, we've heard a lot, and war has to end. We need a different approach. Saturn admonishes us we need more unity. We need more of also from the Virgo side, more unified and holistic approach to things, and also healing with nature, right? So Virgo is very interested in that. Virgo full moon is so interested in what nature provides to help us heal, and we have become so denatured, and would be great to connect back with nature and feel the effects she has on us. Everything is there, says nature. It's just a matter of becoming aware and really working with it. So, what else is going on? Full moon now, full moon in Virgo, then in Libra as of tomorrow at some point. When is that? So tomorrow the 8th, the moon enters Libra at 6:44 a.m. and then she'll be in Libra until March 10th, Friday in the afternoon, going into Scorpio, and then for the whole weekend in Scorpio. On Monday the 13th in the morning she goes into Sag. So we're having this phase now waning but still full, right? Still full moon energy now being integrated, the gifts of the full moon, just like a harvest moon is always a great model for the full moon. That's the phase currently, today, tomorrow, I would say still. And balancing, finding balance is the Libra theme. Finding balance in the turmoil, in the surfing of crazy waves that are going on these days, emotionally, informationally, roller coasters and such. So, yes, the full moon, the post full moon in Libra can help us with that. And also choices are being made with Libra. Libra suggests choices that are well weighed, and what is really good match for us can be on many levels, can be work-wise, relationally, can be food-wise, what is really what gives harmony, right, and brings us more peace rather than more upset. And then when the moon goes into Scorpio, the moon is typically challenged in Scorpio, but also Scorpio is the deepest sign of the zodiac. So this is where the magic can happen. And we go into places that are usually hidden, covered, mysterious, unknown, or repressed. So here's the opportunity to dive in and process stuff, maybe still residues from the Virgo full moon, and also still process stuff from the whole phase of Saturn in Aquarius the last 3 years. So that scorpionic processing moon will be on from Friday afternoon, as I said, until midnight-ish on Monday. And yep, I believe that's it. So leave it with us. Wishing you a beautiful post full moon energy and week here, and a good start into Saturn into Pisces. Maybe you want to do a ceremony inviting Saturn in Pisces, and maybe you already have received teachings. Often happens actually really at the onset of a planet moving into a new sign. Can be literally the first week that we're getting a sort of a hologram of the themes that are coming up and being rolled out over, in this case, 3 years. Wish you well. And in terms of Saturn in Pisces, I should say also, there'll be a parlor, an online parlor. So we meet online to discuss Saturn in Pisces applied to all participants. Afternoon and evening group on the 9th. That's coming up soon in 2 days. And if you like, join us. Just send me a message and I register you. Then for all who prefer something more private and or don't have time on Thursday, I also offer Saturn in Pisces sessions for everybody, especially with Pisces energy. If you have sun, moon, ascendant, or planets or nodes in Pisces, you get 22% off at this time in a session focusing on Saturn in Pisces for you. And that goes on until the 22nd, all about 22nd of March. And I wish you a beautiful evening and sign off here with blessings for this new phase with Saturn in Pisces and all the other cosmic players. Cheers.